Hi friends, thank you so much for coming back to craft with me today, and welcome if you're new here. My name is Alyssa, and today we're doing a project using our 6x6 paper. I feel like I haven't done one of those in a bit. So this is just a little mini folio, and the final dimensions are 3.5 wide by 6 inches tall. And I did sort of this string enclosure and added some hearts here, and then let's see. This is how I did it. I just wrapped it around a few times. So I will open that up, and then I added a little butterfly sticker there as well. But just this panel here opens up, and then this is actually a side pocket. So I put a tag in there. This is also a side pocket. So I've got a journaling card tucked into there. And then this whole panel we can open up. And I have just some more writing space. I added this moment over here. I just love the strawberry paper. And then I have a side pocket again on the inside with a little journaling card. And this part also flips out that way. So I just washi taped this card, thankful for you, right in the middle, but I thought maybe I'd put a small photo here, but I just put this here for now. And then my two little sticky notes I glued down onto that side. So a really fun project to use up some 6x6 paper. And for this one, I actually used this paper pad here, which I believe is called Flower Market or something like that from Joann's. And this is a 12x12 paper pad, but I just cut a few sheets down to 6x6 because I love it so much. So I'm going to be using that paper pad as well today. So let's go ahead and grab some 6x6 paper and we can make one of these together. For this project, you're going to need 3 6x6 papers, but you're just going to grab one for now. This is going to be the cover, or basically what's showing here and here. So there's my 6x6, and I'm just gonna flip mine over so you can see my scores. But at the 6-inch side, we're gonna score at 1 1/4 and 4 3/4. 1 1/4 and 4 3/4. And obviously just score it with your pattern going the correct way because all we're doing is just folding in the sides like so. And I corner rounded my little flaps here, which is just an option if you want to do that. I suppose I will for this one as well. Okay, so this is what we have. And then we're going to take our other two 6x6 papers. So here are mine, and super simple. We're just going to fold these in half, or you can score them down the middle at 3. So here's my first one. I'll score it at 3, like that. My second one here, we'll score it at 3. And we'll just go ahead and fold both of these in half, but I am going to fold one a different way, which I'll show you when I get to it. So those are just folded in half. Now we can assemble our folio. So let's bring this back here. And I'm going to grab this sheet, and I'm going to, this is going to be the page that's behind this flap, so I'll get a side pocket here. And I'm sorry, actually, the open part here is going to be on the right, like that, because I want another side pocket there. So before I glue that behind there, I'm actually just going to glue this whole sheet shut at the top and the bottom. And if you wanted, you could put another line of glue here if you want two smaller side pockets. But we're just gonna do one big side pocket. You can even corner around this page too, but you can notch if you want your pocket. But that's gonna be a pocket page there. And then I'm going to glue it behind this flap on the left. So we'll just flip this and glue our three edges here. And then this sheet, keep your opening there on the right, remember? We're just gonna glue behind this flap and bring it over top. This flap is going to go over top as well, but of course we're not gluing that. So we'll get just this side pocket here and the side pocket here on this page. Then when we open it up, we're going to take our other 6x6 that we folded in half, and I'm actually going to fold it this way. Since I have single-sided paper, I mean, I'm going to have to cover up part of the blank side anyway, but I'm going to fold it this way so my blank sides are on the outside, and then I'm just going to be gluing it right next to this sheet here. So you can see you will have some space on this side, and that's where I put my other little pocket. So I'm going to take this panel here and I'm going to glue these three edges. No, I'm going to glue this edge here. Keep your edges in mind because remember I'm going to be putting this side down, so I want this part to be open for my side pocket. Okay, now I can place this down. And just make sure everything can still close up nicely. All right, so we'll have a side pocket here behind there once this is all dried. And then this is a fun little flip out page. So yes, because I have single-sided paper, I am going to cover up this panel. And then I did choose to cover up just the flap here. If this little strip bothers you, if you have single-sided paper, you can cover that up as well before you glue this sheet down, but I'm not bothered by it. So to cover up this panel, you could get a 3x6 paper if you wanted to. I got one that was slightly smaller, so this is 2 3/4 by 5 3/4 because I don't know, I just wanted a little border around my paper there. And then for the lid, I am going to grab a strip of paper. This one is 1 inch by 5 3/4. So again, you'll get a little border around there. In fact, I do have to corner round these corners just so they match. But those will cover up those blank spots. So I'll pop this sheet on. And then my little strip I'll just put on my flap. So that's what it ends up looking like. All right, and that is the folio. And then you can fold everything back up, and I will show you how I did my little string enclosure, like this one here. So I basically took just a scrap paper and my 1-inch punch, and I just punched a circle out. I mean, you could actually punch out an image that you like, or it doesn't really matter if you're going to cover it up with a sticker, like how I did with this one. But let's see, I might just leave this little flower there. But after that, I grabbed some foam tape, and I'm just going to place this on the back of my circle here. And then I'm going to grab some string. Really, any kind of string, I guess, will work. But this is just some extra string that I had lying around. So I'm going to use that, peel off the backing here, and I'm just going to attach the end of the string to the foam tape. I'm just going to apply a little extra glue on the back here, just all over the foam tape and the string. And then I'm just going to simply attach that to the right panel here. And I just want to make sure my string is obviously centered on the right here. And I'm just gonna let this dry completely, or that's what you want to do at least, but I'm kind of just gonna go through this for the tutorial. So obviously my string is still attached. I don't really have a measurement for the length of string that you'll need. So I'm just going to take out a bunch of string, and I'm going to just wrap it around and see how much I'm gonna need. So you can really just tie it up however you want. But the way that I do it is, since this is in the front, I'll go around the back to the front here, and then I'll go underneath my little circle that I punched out, and then around, and then back to the back, and then I will take the string and just start at the bottom and wrap it around my circle, maybe like 2 times. There goes the string that I knocked over. And this is why it's important too to let this dry completely, because now mine is shifting around a bit. But once I've wrapped that around as many times as I want, then I will just cut off the excess string here. And I'll give myself a longer bit than I'll probably need, just in case I want to string some beads or add extra little dangles or things onto the end of the string. So I'm actually just gonna undo this and let my little circle there dry. Because that's very important. So I can show you again too once this is dry. And now we can start decorating and filling this up a bit more. So I'm just going to grab another tag from the paper pad, and I'm going to stick that right into that first pocket. And then I have this pocket here, and I said I loved the strawberry paper, so I have this card. You are capable of becoming more than you realize. And I will stick that in here. So you do have room for cards to stick out a little bit, but not very much. But I think this card here is, it's 3 1/4 wide. So I think that's a good width for this pocket at least. And then we'll flip it over here. And I'm going to just grab a little writing sheet there, and then just this vellum piece to put in the corner. Similar kind of look to my first one. And this will just go in the corner a bit, like so. And then over here, I'm going to add another one of these little sentiments, also from the paper pad. That just says wonderful. And we'll just place this, yeah, maybe here, so we can see all those pretty flowers. Wonderful. And then again, this was a side pocket as well. So I have this card with just a little to-do list there. This card is actually only 3 inches across, I think. Yeah, 3 inches wide for this card. And that's pretty much a perfect fit for that side pocket. And then this flips open again. I am just grabbing a 3x4 little card here, and I'm going to washi tape that to the middle. And then I'm going to grab a few extra little sticky notes just to place on this side. And I got these stamp sticky notes at Five Below, actually. They were only $1, but aren't they so cute? So let's see, maybe I'll add the pink ones here and there. They are pretty small, but you could write like an inspirational quote or sentiment or just something like that. Actually, maybe I should add one more. In the middle. All right. So I think that's all that I'm going to do there. So for a mini folio, you get quite a few pockets, a little bit of interaction here. So let me see if my thing is dry here. I think that it's good. Okay, so once you have that, once again, I'm going to take my string and just go around the back and then bring it around the front again and go underneath, loop it around your circle there, and then bring it around the back and then go underneath again and just loop this around twice. And I think it would be really cute to add some beads or something to your string, but I'm just going to take these little heart buttons again and put those on the ends. So I will run one of them through and then I'm just going to tie it. And then I'll do this one as well. And tie this one too. And that's going to be my little string enclosure there with some hearts. I think that came out really cute too with the little buttons. You could also just simply take a, what's it called? A Velcro dot and just put it behind this flap here if you don't want to do this type of enclosure. I don't even add anything else to the front because I love the paper as it is, but obviously you can add little embellishments here and there. But anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this 6x6 paper project. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel for more crafty fun and inspiration, and leave me a comment down below. I will see you all soon in my next one, so happy crafting and huge hugs!